Norah Jones, thank you so much for speaking to NDTV.
Yeah.
You know, I was looking at your old interviews and you were saying how you're from Texas, you're a New Yorker, but we in India love to claim people who are doing well, who have any kind of connection.
Yeah.
How do you react to people who claim you as theirs and say, oh, Norah Jones, you know, she's an Indian success story?
It's nice. I mean, you know, it's certainly, you know, another way. I mean, I come from different things, so it's definitely one of the things I come from.
Is there one part of you which is, or an attribute which is definitely very, very Indian, which people tell you, oh my God, that's
I can do my eyebrows, like, pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good one actually. Yeah, Indians are very, very expressive that way.
Yeah.
Tell us about your new album.
My new album, it's coming out in October. I got kind of inspired to play with certain musicians from this concert I did for the Blue Note 75th anniversary concert. And I played with Wayne Shorter and Brian Blade, and I wanted to sort of play with them again. And it started a seed, and ended up writing songs and playing a lot more piano than I have in a long time.
Everyone's calling it the going back to your first album.
I don't know. It's going forward, but yeah, I understand why they say that.
Yeah, because of the kind of, you know, the whole piano and going back to the jazz roots. So is it because that you tried out, I know you tried out lots of things, and you went to, what was fascinating, what I'd like you to talk about a little bit was also that why you went to various clubs and also played incognito. Is it because you found out and you found out that, you know, it made sense to go back to that style?
No, I think I follow what is inspiring, and that's why I followed down different paths of different kinds of music and different collaborations. And it's the same reason I'm doing this now. I'm just inspired by it. It doesn't have for me, it's not going back to anything. It's not like, oh, I did this, but now I'm going to go back. I mean, it's not like that. I'm still moving forward. I've become a better musician over the years in many different ways, and I'm still going forward. It's just definitely more sonically similar to my first album.
Are you writing at all? Some of you are writing any of the songs about the political process that everyone's seeing in America right now? Because all of us are fascinated by it.
Yeah. I don't think there's a song on this album about our political process, but I did write a song about that on my third album called My Dear Country. And it's really funny how I play that song today. I did some touring this summer and I played that song and it still rings true. It feels like it's written about this election, so that's a little weird.
I have to ask you, when you write about, you know, a song like that about your country, your name is Norah Jones. A lot of the politics that is happening, which all of us are reporting on right now and hearing about America right now, is about how Donald Trump is anti-immigrants, all of that. And you have an origin which is from Asia, from South Asia. You know, some of you is there. So how does someone like you react to that? Does any part of you react to that, you know, he could be against people coming in? Does any part of you kind of respond to that?
I think most people are reacting to it, whether they come from an immigrant origin or not. I mean, I think, you know, it's a scary time right now in our country with the political situation. And, you know, I'm like anyone else. I mean, it's funny. Everyone I know thinks like me, you know, because I'm friends with people who are like-minded. So I'm not really having discussions with people who are very excited about him being president. You know, it's interesting. It's like you think, oh, I don't know. I don't understand how he's so popular. But that's just because I hang out with artists and people who think like me, you know.
So do artists feel compelled to, in their way, make their voices felt? Do you feel that you know, I have to reach out to people because you are a huge influence?
I think that's a little complicated. I think everybody's different. Everybody has their own feelings. I think for me, I have no desire to be a political spokesperson.
Yeah.
I don't trust politics. Even the ones I like and I'm going to vote for, sometimes I don't completely trust, you know, and which sort of speaks to our system also being a little bit flawed, you know. But I think I'm best suited to play music, and if something moves me to write about, which it has, that's where I excel. And so I don't think it's anybody's duty, but I think, it's very personal to each artist. And if something touches them in a way that they, want to make a song about it or something, I think it's a very personal choice.
Sure, but you are political in the sense that you do think about very closely about who you're going to vote for and all, because in a way, and is that also because in America there's a lot of backlash against people who may be seen to be against the kind of politics which a lot of majority of the people stand for?
What do you mean?
Like there could be, for instance, what happened to other musicians like Dixie Chicks.
Oh yeah, that was awful. I mean, I think today's climate and internet and public shaming, and I don't know. I think, I live my life the way I live it. I'm not all over social media, and I think, like I said, I'm a musician. If I'm gonna talk about music, that's great. I don't need to be grilled on politics,
Yeah.
It's like, if I have anything to say, I'll say it. But if not, then,
I was looking at your Twitter profile as well. You don't tweet yourself.
No, I always think, oh, I should tweet this thought. It's really funny. And then the moment passes and I'm like, oh, I should also call my mom back, I'm not really great at it.
But, a lot of, you of course shunned a lot of the kind of popular publicity machine. But is social media a must now for all performers? And
I think for people starting out, yes. And I think it's hard for people starting out. I feel bad for young artists today because if they're not good at self-promotion and they're not personality-wise, if that's not something they excel at, I think it's harder for them because it's kind of part of the game.
But because you came into it at 2002, 2003,
yeah,
and you've already sold millions of records.
I kind of slipped in. Yeah, I was lucky because I think it would be hard for me now to do it.
Could you explain to all of us? Because that I found a revelation, because we only saw your success and all that. When I was researching this interview, you actually spoke about that time when you were winning all these Grammys, that it wasn't a particularly nice part of your life. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
It was just kind of a weird time for me. It was super surreal and also very busy, and it's weird, you do something you love, and I'm super lucky to get to do something I love, and there's so many people in the world who don't have that choice, so I realize how lucky I am. And at the time I also realized how lucky I was, but that doesn't make you can't just turn on happy, and I realized that I was having a hard time and that it was kind of ridiculous, because if I was so lucky in doing something I loved, I needed to figure out how to keep it fun and keep it from being hard, I don't know. There were just certain changes I had to make to make sure that I was not only living the dream, but like enjoying it. I think that's important. And some people who get caught up in success and all the pressures and all the attention, it's not always perfect, so it's important to be able to sit back and enjoy it and take it for what it is, and sort of realize how lucky you are, and that a million people would love to be in your spot. So don't be pissed about everything. You might as well just enjoy yourself. Huh?
What helped you come out of it?
I just made a lot of changes. I said no to a lot of things, and I tried to focus my attention on a lot of positive things and not take in a lot of negativity. And
wearing the wigs and performing there, was that part of it as well?
Oh, that was fun. I mean, that was just fun in general. Wigs are my favorite.
So you do that quite a lot then, even now?
I haven't done it in a long time, but I will say I have a huge wig collection in my basement, partly from that band that I wore wigs in, and partly from just Halloweens. And I have a big Halloween section of clothes.
If there was is there any kind of influence of India that you see in any of your music?
I don't know. I'm sure there is, and it's hard to put into words, I love improvising, and I love rhythms, I mean, all that stuff. it comes from everywhere and also from very specific places. It just depends on the song.
You played with Karsh Kale as well, and you played with your sister.
Mm-hmm.
How does that? How do you keep collaborating? Are you planning on any future collaborations with Anushka?
We just collaborated a few years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, we have nothing planned. We have visits with our children planned right now, but it's always fun to be musical with her. I mean, it's really interesting to me how her and I grew up very separate in very different places, and we didn't meet till we were 18 and 16, and yet we have a very parallel career path, and you know, we can relate with each other on touring and things that are really specific that even some of my friends don't understand, and it's really kind of beautiful that we've been able to be so close, you know, after not growing up together.
So do you give career advice to each other?
Not advice so much as, you know, I think we just can relate. I mean, I actually, I did ask her some advice on touring with kids because she did it first, so.
Your name, I saw, you have an Indian part of your name as well called Gitali Norah Jones. That's your full name. What does Gitali mean to you? Would you like to tell the viewers?
Well, I've never really been called that. I think I was always Norah Jones in school, so I think it meant song bee, but I think I never ended up getting called that too much.
So it's only Indian reporters and journalists
pretty much
dug up that part.
Yeah.
You want to, it's part of the whole.
A little bit.
Trying to claim you as part of the
whole. It's fine.
Norah Jones, thank you for being part of NDTV's interview. And for a rapid fire question, I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions here. Very quickly, if you were to sum up your new album, what would that be?
Oh, it's songs, just songs.
Which one is your favorite one? What is your favorite? What is the writing matter which really inspires you? Any subject?
Life, anything.
Who is your favorite musician?
Willie Nelson.
Who is in your playlist when you're really down? Who do you listen to?
Neil Young.
And do you have your genres are folk and jazz, but if there's one thing that you could master as well, what would that be?
The violin. No, the country fiddle.
Any Indian music that you heard which really inspired you?
Oh gosh, that old Bollywood song. Ai, suku, suku. I dance with that with my son every night to that song.
Every night to that song?
Yes, it's amazing.
What is the... you've sold 45 million records, you won so many Grammys. What is the one thing that you haven't achieved yet which you set your goal to?
Oh gosh, country fiddle.
You said ay, suku, suku. Can I request you to sing a few lines of that?
Oh God, ay, suku, suku. I don't know. I can sing the violin part.
Yeah.
I don't know, what does it go? Ay, quiero me cae, suku, suku.
That's very good.
I don't know if I pronounced it right.
Yeah, it's fine. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thank you.
Thank you.